A man quickly backed away from the water after spotting the head of a huge alligator coming straight towards him.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Gotta be careful here.
Trying to avoid becoming this predator's dinner, he immediately runs backward on the trail. After luckily picking himself back up on time, he proceeds to try to scare the hungry animal away, but it unfortunately doesn't work out too well.
Get back.
Contrary to what most would do, he goes back to see the alligator, but it thankfully already gave up on its hopes for dinner and began walking away. This could have easily been this man's last day on Earth. Burkina Faso, a cameraman paid the price for venturing a little too close to an impatient crocodile. This nerve-wracking clip starts out with a tourist behind the camera spotting a crocodile resting on the shore and taking an interest in it. In hopes of getting a closer look, the person behind the camera takes a few steps closer, thereby startling the predator and leading to a horrifying event. The clip ends abruptly during the attack, so what happens next is unclear. With hungry alligators. While calmly paddling around the lake, the man immediately pulls his dog away from the ledge as he spots the head of an alligator poking out of the water, probably waiting for its chance to snatch poor Arya away.
Arya, come here. Arya, come here. Come here. Come here. I for real think that was a gator right there.
He attempts to leave the area, but is once again forced to pull his dog back after seeing another gator head.
You better stay on here, girl. Sit down. Sit down. Oh, Arya, stay. Stay. F***ing A.
Now seriously fearing for his and Arya's life of the water and decide to lure it closer.
Go. No man on unbalance about here, no. Please, me a beg on.
With the huge predator just a few feet away from the boat, the tour guide continues to put on a show by throwing some more food in the water. They spend the next few minutes admiring the sheer size of the crocodile, but eventually feel like they've seen enough and decide to drive away for good. Fishing for tarpon in a Florida Keys golf course, a man received the greatest heart attack of his life when he least expected it. In the beginning, all seems well, and the fisherman goes about his business seemingly undisturbed. Out of nowhere, the camera turns to the right, and things take an extremely sharp turn. Hidden in the grass a few feet away from the man is a huge alligator waiting to attack.
All right, well, that's a crocodile over there, so I'm gonna get out of here.
South America, a group of tourists on a boat had their tour guide attempt to feed some hungry crocodiles when the unimaginable happened. After spotting the predators from the other side of the river, they decide to get a closer look and park the boat on the shore. Contrary to what most would do, The tour guide jumps in the water with a piece of chicken in his hands and tries to provoke the crocodiles to come closer.
Yeah, I got this.
He finally gets their attention and proceeds to bravely feed them from up close while the terrified tourists are forced to watch.
Wow, that's loud.
Now fearing for his safety, he jumps back on the boat, but still tries to continue the show. Unfortunately, the lady recording isn't at all ready for what's about to happen.
Are you still filming?
Yeah.
Feeling like they've seen enough, the group decides to start up the boat again and leave the crocodiles alone before anyone gets hurt. And peacefully fishing on a beautiful day in Florida was the unfortunate target of a hungry alligator. After a few attempts, he finally catches a fish and gently approaches the swampy river in order to retrieve it. What happens next might shock you.
Let my guard down for a second, man. That was up.
With the intimidating alligator now staring him down, he carefully pulls back his fish towards him and stands there in disbelief. Australia, a group of unsuspecting tourists had an encounter with a hungry saltwater crocodile that didn't quite go as expected. Everyone excitedly pulls out their camera after spotting the predator swimming toward their boat. In hopes to put on a show, the tour guide hangs a tasty piece of meat over the predator and tries multiple times to get its attention. What happens next is not what he expected.
And then I'll sort of stay away.
The tourists stopped recording and most likely went on with their day like normal. Going down a river, a girl is stunned by a rather bizarre interaction between her brave ferryman and an enormous crocodile. At the start, the journey is pretty uneventful, but as soon as the pair spot a humongous crocodile approaching at an alarming speed, things take a more interesting turn.
Ah, laju banget. Laju banget. Kenapa, Kang?
Di sana. Ayo, mababa, ayo.
Didiriska nih ya, habis berjemur.
Ayo.
Upon reaching the canoe, the predator turns around and appears to start swimming away, but unfortunately comes back a few seconds later to grab a snack.
Cuapin dulu. Nah, teman-teman, berkat doanya teman-teman juga mungkin ini. Tadi kami ke muara ini memang menuju ke tempatnya Putri. Nah, sekarang sudah bertemu.
The brave man continues to feed the huge animal with his bare hands for a little while when things take a chilling turn.
Masih makan?
After exhausting his basket of meat, the ferryman bids his newly found friend goodbye and continues his journey.